Welcome to another Guide Wednesday where I use my 6,000 hours in Apex to teach you how to play Apex. Today we're looking at Octane. Octane is the most played legend in the game and one of the two legends that have over a double-digit pick rate. Octane is a popular pick all the way from level 5 lobbies all the way to professional play due to his ability to enable players who have a very high movement skill but at the same time crushing players who are lagging behind their teammates. At the highest level, Octane benefits from a strong 1v1 presence and the ability to quickly explode on a team in case of an opening, or to quickly secure a position for his team. So let's look at his kit. Octane's passive Swiftman allows him to passively regenerate health by 1 health per second. His passive kicks in when Octane hasn't taken any sort of damage for 6 seconds. It will activate a few seconds after using the tactical ability, the stim. Swift Mend is also a great tool to manage your inventory and your team's economy. If your team is lacking in heals or you have very little space in your inventory, you can opt to drop medkits and only carry syringes instead. The heal is slow, but rotating is slower. So if you know that you're going to be doing a long rotation as an Octane, consider letting your passive heal you up to save up on resources. Since an Octane does just fine with only syringes, prioritizing giving him the gold shield is preferred, as a quick syringe will do most of the work and then the passive will top him up. His tactical ability, the stim, increases walk speed by 30% and running speed by 40% for 6 seconds in the exchange for 20 health. If Octane has less than 20 health remaining, the stim will put him to 1 health. The stim will also speed you up if you use when popping any other usable items such as medkits, batteries, phoenix kits, ultimate accelerants and more. On use, the stim also removes all slow effects from things such as explosives, caustic gas, watts and fences, Bangalore's ultimate and more. A quick tip for a healing Octane is to wait for the last moment of a syringe, medkit or phoenix kit and then popping the stim. This gives the stim effect while the 20 damage is negated by, well, the healing item activating. Octane's ultimate, the launchpad, charges quickly at a 90-second charge time. When placed, the launchpad has 200 health and launches the user in the direction of which they are moving. Hitting the launchpad when running or jumping will launch the player in a high arc. Crouching or sliding into the jump pad will instead send the player on a lower but longer and faster arc, allowing them to cross a space quickly without being suspended in the air for too long. A jump pad can also be used straight up in a 90-degree angle. This is accomplished by standing next to it and just punching. If the punch wind-up leads you on top of the pad, you will go straight up. You can double jump off of the jump pad by hitting jump when you are midair, giving you another boost to clear even more space or just if you want to adjust your trajectory. The advanced movement technique called tap strafing allows you to quickly turn up to 180 degrees on the jump pad. If you want to learn how to do that, I've dropped a link to that video in the description. The Octane jump pad can also be used to bounce objects such as throwables, grenades, ultimate, Gibraltar Dome, even caustic barrels and more. Most abilities will be activated once they land. Thanks to the explosive nature of the jump pad, an Octane in a roster is oftentimes coupled with a Revenant for the infamous Revtane combo. When used in tandem, the Octane and Revenant team can quickly jump pad in without really risking themselves thanks to the Revenant ultimate, and then quickly re-engage if they get opening damage or knocks. Even if an Octane isn't coupled with a Revenant, he's still one of the best legends in allowing his team to capitalize on a pick, and if sufficient damage is made to a team, it can instantly be followed up by a jump pad. If you place a jump pad, be aware of the flight path, and if possible, make sure that you land on higher ground or you have cover between you and your enemies as you are midair. Here's an Octane tip you probably haven't heard about. If you find yourself being chased, try destroying your jump pad behind you after you've taken it. If you have a thermite, you can drop this next to the jump pad as you run up and this will in turn burn the jump pad, or if you don't have a thermite or you have more time, you can damage the jump pad with your gun until the last hit, remember it has 200 health, and then finish it midair. This stops the enemy from being able to pursue you 99% of the time with fairly small risk. I previously mentioned that you want to run a golden armor as an Octane, and as for the golden helmet, Octane really wants to pass up on this in most team compositions, as his stim isn't affected by the helmet, his ultimate already has such a low cooldown, and almost every other legend has more use for that 20% ultimate and tactical recharge rate. As for weapon loadout, Octane should usually try to run mid to close range guns ranging from marksman rifles to R301, SMGs or a shotgun, Octane can choose to either use a mid to long range as a secondary or a shotgun as a secondary, depending on how they opt to play. The mid-range assists in making openings, but the close ranges will help you abuse them with heavy hitting damage once you've jump padded in. This might be a good time to communicate with your team and make sure that you have all the ends met. I don't know, how do I know? I'm taking a fresh burp.
Reloading. Down one. Got time.
There we go, I got it.
Down another one. To kill us.
Oh no, they're sending it too hard, man. Remember to stay conscious of your own hitbox. Octane has a very square hitbox and model and is thus pretty easy to fight, but if you use a stim you can outmaneuver your enemy with strafes and crouch spams. As a rule of thumb, the 20 damage that you are trading for the speed boost will save you a lot more damage from the enemy. And it will aid you not only in a team fight or a 1v1, but also if you're making an escape. Now this is game sense oriented, you're gonna have to learn it by taking risks and figuring out what works and what doesn't, but trust me, don't keep that sucker on cooldown. Wow, we are already 6 minutes or so into the video. Thank you so much for watching this long, guys. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments if you made it to 6 minutes or whatever. And as a big thank you for watching this long, I'll give you guys a tip from the personal collection. At a high level, a frontman's job isn't necessarily to cause damage on his own, but instead to lead shots on himself as long as possible. If you're entering first as an Octane, pre-pop the stim and abuse the increased movement speed to keep yourself difficult to hit and back off if you take too much damage. You still don't want to get knocked. This will give your teammates space to fight the other team because the other team is just distracted and hitting you. While he's a crutch legend, Octane has an insane depth, so I'm curious to hear if you guys want to see more advanced tips for this legend. If you guys are interested in watching me using these tips to drop a 20 bomb for Octane, check out the video above. Anyways, see you all next time.